It's month 4 of Sertraline. Let's do some maths. Hard to believe, but it's 112 days since I shot that day 0 video. And whilst I'm laughing and smiling all the time throughout that video, on reflection I was in quite a difficult place at that time. And it's amazing to reflect and think about the journey I have made during that 112 days. And maybe if you're watching this a little bit later, hopefully I'll continue on this positive journey. So right now I feel proud of myself, and hopefully you feel proud of yourself. I feel proud of you. Maybe you feel proud of me. Let's all feel proud. More numbers. There's 2,630 subscribers on this YouTube channel, and hopefully by the time you're watching this, that number's gone up even further, including you. Yes, you there. Only 85% of the people who watch the videos hit subscribe. It takes 2 seconds, but what it means is YouTube takes the channel seriously. When they take the channel seriously, more people see it and more people can get help. So if you've got 2 seconds spare, hit subscribe. You'll be helping someone else out. And I'll be your Bezzy forever. Best mate, best friend if you're not from Liverpool. The final number, there's 56 people who've joined the Facebook group. There's a link in the description. Start a conversation, share your experience with other people, or just come along and read what other people are saying. That's also fine. So, month 4, let's talk highs and lows. Welcome back to A Happy Change. My name is Alex. I think you know that already. If you don't, this is a channel all about a friendly conversation about mental health, well-being, and just getting better. First up, I still take a 50mg dose daily. I've not felt the need to increase that. However, as you'll see later on in this video, I'll talk about some of the kind of lows that have occurred and the thought process in my head surrounding moving up a dose. But right now, 50mg for me. So firstly, good news. What's going well? Generally speaking, my mood is good. I feel much more positive about things, my future, life in general. The other nice thing is my thought process has slowed down, so I don't let situations run away with me. I'm better able to communicate, I'm able to explain what it is that I need, and also that I'm not immediately panicking over the smaller stuff, which used to really affect me. So I'd say 4 months down the line, that's had a profound impact on my life. I am able to make decisions based on like whether or not I want to do stuff rather than whether or not I think I'm able to do stuff, and that's like a really key change. That'll probably resonate if you have anxiety or depression. Quite often you're led by your mood or your fears rather than your desires. I've found more space for well-being, so I'm taking time to meditate through the Headspace app. I'm making sure that as much as possible I'm getting at least an hour outside for a walk every single day, which has been really amazing. I'm doing more things like cooking my own food rather than relying on takeaways or ready meals, which is kind of amazing for me as someone who would quite easily get on my phone and order a Chinese every night if I could. And I feel like I'm perfecting my pizza dough recipe now, which is amazing. A really big thing for me is I've reconnected with some people that, you know, had drifted away or had been on the peripheral of my life for a while, and I'm making more of an effort to be social. And that is really just keeping in touch on the phone and responding to messages more so than I used to, where I would leave people on read and not get back to them. The real benefit at the moment is that I'm super motivated. Like, I'm really motivated with this channel. I'm motivated to support everyone who watches. I'm motivated to improve my health, wealth, relationships, self-esteem, all of these things that are important. I feel like they're getting better. Okay, so what could be better? What isn't going to plan? So if we think about those side effects early on, the first thing is my routine's gone out the window. I'm filming this right now. It's still the COVID-19 coronavirus shutdown here in the UK, which means officially we're kind of allowed out for an hour every day for some exercise and to avoid any unnecessary travel. The routine changes for me have meant that I've struggled a bit, and I'll talk about that in a bit more detail. The first thing is I've felt that like digestion system has gone out the window a little bit. I've really struggled with an upset stomach over the last couple of weeks. It's just a bit frustrating, but it tends to pass. It's something that happens right in the morning, and then I can crack on with my day as usual. The bigger challenge, and maybe something that was a bit unexpected even in the last video that I shot, was like a resurgence of some panic. And it's been really difficult to deal with when you feel like you've turned a real corner. To suddenly be faced by this old friend that you never wanted to see again has been really challenging. So over the last 2 weeks I've had two really anxious, panicky moments in the evening. What's been good is I feel better equipped to deal with them. So yes, I've had those episodes and I can feel that panic rising in my chest and starting to fog my brain a little bit. But what I've got now is more tools to deal with it. So I was able to respond fairly quickly, whereas before I would have just dwelled on it and spent the evening or the night panicking. I was able to deal with it. I did a video the other day about my bedtime routine. That's a really good one to watch. And what I did to shut down the panic the other day is dead straightforward. I messaged a loved one and just told them I was having a bit of a panic at the moment and feeling a bit anxious, and just put it on someone else's radar. As soon as I did that, I started to feel a little bit better. So in my case, I messaged my girlfriend, but you could message a parent, a friend, and just say, just to let you know, I'm feeling a little bit anxious at the moment. And actually, that's quite a reassuring thing to do. And the second thing was I just went on the Headspace app, and there's a 3-minute meditation called Panicking. I listened to that. Those two things combined, communicating and listening to that short meditation, actually allowed me to settle massively. And actually I went from not being able to focus to being able to kind of enjoy the rest of the evening, just reading a book and just sort of settled in bed, feeling much calmer than I was 10 minutes prior. When genuinely, like, I felt like I was going to cry. I felt like on the verge of like real tears, real fear, fidgety, not sure what to do with myself. So to be able to kind of pull that back at that extreme level is a really massive step forward for me. The other thing that's come back is my eczema. I get really itchy hands, usually when I'm panicking or stressed about something. So that's been a bit of an annoyance, a bit of a surprise in the last couple of weeks to see this back. I think if you watch one of the earlier videos, I've actually got it all around my eyes. Luckily, that hasn't happened this time. I'm filming this now, still in the middle of this COVID-19 coronavirus situation. So all of these symptoms, all of these increased anxieties, at the moment I'm being fairly pragmatic about. I'm saying it's likely everyone's anxiety is high at the moment. So consequently, if my baseline is higher, it's inevitable that I'm going to be more panicky. I'm going to monitor all of these things closely. If it feels like, things aren't as effective with the sertraline, I'll certainly go and talk to the doctor. But right now, I feel like the 50 ml is working, and I feel like it's just a case of increased anxiety globally that's affecting me more, changes of routines, all of those sorts of things that have just thrown me out of kilter a little bit. So I'm feeling positive about things still. If you're one of those 85% that are still watching this and haven't hit subscribe, do it now. I'll give you a high five. Also 7 o'clock UK time, that's 2 o'clock Eastern time, 11 a.m. Pacific time. We're going to do a live stream on the channel. That's every Saturday for as long as we can. Do tune in, say hi, drop in, talk about what's happening in your head, what's going on with your Sertraline or your Zoloft or your well-being in general. Doesn't have to be medication, and let me know how you're doing. I'm Alex. This is A Happy Change. You're doing fabulously, and I will see you next time. Peace. That wasn't a peace sign. Peace. That's my eczema hand. Peace.